everyone, it's Signals from the Frontline, your every Wednesday live broadcast brought to you here by Frontline Gaming. We are your host, Kicker, the Chief of Cereal, and Sigilite of FLG. He has returned!
Yes.
And I am Seth, the Mad Doctor competitive correspondent. How have you been doing, bud?
I am back. I've missed it. I felt really guilty. I was
Falcon.
gone.
Oh my God, look at that.
I was on. Oh, there's a bird in the background there.
Oh,
Guys, if you were listening to Signals from the Frontline, you should be watching us every Wednesday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where you can see our beautiful faces and all the amazing imagery and photos that we post throughout the episode. Like my hobby progress. Yes, I was on vacation, but guess what? As soon as I got home, I painted up this stuff. Can we bring that in, Mr. Tech Breeze, right there? It's coming.
I'm really excited to see these orcs and guards you've been working on.
They are not orcs.
Yeah, I mean, you loved orcs and you were a diehard guard player, right?
But you know what? I'm liking these Eldar right here. I know. So this is my take on a wood elf themed Farseer for my Eldar army. He is the nomadic prince from the Age of Sigmar range, and he has a bird. And I'm all about like having the little like sidekick, pets, I guess, that come on models.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's something about it. It just looks cool. So that's what I've been up to, traveling and then painting and getting ready for the Lone Star Open, which is this weekend. Seth, what have you done? Have you just been totally lost without me? Are you okay?
Yeah, I've been crying myself to sleep every night. It hasn't felt the same without you, bud. The Tech Priest did a great job, and Sir Val did a great job. But there's something about this.
Thanks, man. All emotional and stuff.
Yeah, but I went to ATC this last weekend and played there. Had a good time. My team, the Has-Beens, ended up 10th. We went 3-1-2. We had a chance at top 3 if we'd won that last round. Nice. We did our best, but we came up just a little short. So had a good time with it. Got to take the orcs. Got to smash up a bunch of knights. So that was a good time.
Did you enjoy the team format more than the individual format? I mean, be honest.
I think I heard it best from Anthony Vanella on Stat Check. The team is a machine and I am a cog, and I did my best to try to focus on me being a good cog and not worrying about how the machine ran. And by that, I mean, my team loved to talk pairings, and I really was just like, this is what I'm good against. This is what I'm bad against. But we had good food while we did it.
Well, that's good. And like, if you got a matching uniform, that's always kind of cool too, right?
We did not.
You did not? Oh, no, really?
We were the Has-Beens. We were just five dudes.
No matching shirts? Oh,
yeah, we showed up and we smashed.
Well, all the talking heads on all the podcasts seem to rave about team formats, and so
they do. Yeah, it's a lot of fun because even in those losses, you got something to strive for. Yeah. My last round, it was pretty. I was playing against Scott Sasser, who's over on the Flying Monkey podcast with Bam Hunter. Bam. And it was pretty obvious that he was going to lose that game after he failed a very important charge. And he thought about calling it, but he kept fighting just to try to get some points to keep his team in it, and ended up keeping him close, and he was able to get some points, and that ended up helping his team get to a draw. So it's things like that make a team format fun. It's things like, taking an off-kilter list and just being like, you know what, I don't have to, like, I was playing orcs, and I tinker with my list, and I was like, I don't really have to care about being good into Marines because there's 4 other guys in my army that can beat the crap out of Marines, and I don't have to worry about that. So,
nice.
Did that kind of stuff. So that was fun. Yeah. So it's enjoyable. I enjoy the format, and there was ATC was a little bit chaotic in that they've been off for a few years, but they were finally in a new venue that had AC, which was great, but their packet got changed like 10 p.m. the night before rounds started with some pretty significant changes to how the rounds are being scored. So that was a little bit confusing.
Keep you on your toes.
Right. We rolled with the punches the best we could, but there was definitely that first round where the packet online said one mission and the packet in our captain's hands said the other mission, and we're like,
what do we do?
Which one do we play? And like literally of the 5 games occurring between our team and the other team, it was like 2 were playing one mission, 3 were playing another. And we were like, hold on, timeout. We got to figure this crap out, guys.
Reset.
Yeah, reset.
Well, if you are, still coming off that team high, the next big major team tournament is the Las Vegas team tournament in September. Just, just throwing that in there right now, just remind you. But let's talk about some new products. Can we talk about new products? But before,
Kicker.
Yeah. You see the notes. I have to.
You see
I
my
have to.
comments on the notes.
I see your comments on the notes, but I have to. So yes, guys, I know I was away and I didn't get to talk about everything, and but I have to talk about this. This is too important. You talked about it last week, but let's bring this back in. The new Kill Team box, all right? Into the Dark. This is the one with Kroot and Guard, and it's kind of like a
Imperial Navy, sir.
Imperial Navy breachers, all right? Imperial Navy breachers. First of all, I don't care what anyone says. I love these Kroot. I'm like extremely excited. But will they be good in 40K? I have no idea. Historically,
they will be great models to add to your existing 60-point squad of Kroot.
Yeah, exactly, right? That's what they will be. And it's kind of like sad, right? Like you saw all the options, Mr. Orc player, on your Orc commandos. Basically, you used none of them for 40K. Like they were great for Kill Team, I'm sure, but for 40K,
I made a Breacher Ram, sir.
You did? Okay, yeah, actually I made a Breacher Ram too. Okay, so like one out of like the 30 possible weapons you could have used, you could use for 40K. The rest were kind of blah.
Look, I have 60 commandos of varying kit types. I'll build the goofy guns just because one day they'll be fun.
Okay, well, like the Imperial Navy.
Good.
You have a guy with like a riot shield and a shotgun, and I want to run that in 40K so badly, but probably not going to be very competitive. So, what do you think, Seth? Is it even worth, like, if you're a 40K player, should you even consider getting this box or not?
I think if you're really into the models, I think you can always find a use for them. Mm-hmm. Like Kroot have an HQ option called a Shaper. We were talking about it on the last show. Guard have a Master of Ordnance character that calls it. So that would be, because that would make sense. The Navy guys on the field being like,
okay,
hey guys, blast that thing over there.
Yeah.
So you could do little things like that. So,
I like it. Okay, well, but I'm worried though that if you're going to use the models as they're intended for the 40K rules, it's going to be like that. Do you know
I don't
that
think as intended they'll usually be these kind of rules, if they're good, it's because they're 3 points a model, and some competitive guys so for 12 points I get 4 bodies that I can just stick somewhere.
So like the Rogue Trader box, you remember the Rogue Trader box? Those were awesome models, and the only value I think they really bring is just cheapness to some random armies.
You might have some people that do that kind of stuff if they're super cheap, but for counts for other models, I think they're great.
Okay, well, one other thing that we got to touch on here is that all the rumors, all the speculation pointed to this box being basically Nids and Voltan, and it's not. So does that mean we have another box, close on the heels of this one?
Why would Voltan have been in Kill Team?
So it could have been what is it? Space Hulk? Like because there's a lot of like speculation that a Space Hulk version is coming, but this new Kill Team is basically Space Hulk-esque. It's on a ship.
Yeah.
So I'm just curious to see when this rumored, Voltan and Nid box set is coming out. So that should be something hopefully on the horizon, because I know that would be probably even better than this box. All right, let's move on. Speaking of squats, we got that Voltan.
Guys, I just want to let you know, we actually just got a leaked new model that we're going to show right now.
Really? Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. Idea? What? Yeah, sure. Yeah, breaking news.
That is not a Voltan model.
Oh. Yeah.
Seth, can you please describe this, please, for the listeners?
This appears to be Harkin the World Eater.
No,
which we have seen before. Which we have seen before.
No.
Oh no, is this Karn?
Yes.
Karn.
Karn, he wonders why no friends show up to his birthday party.
I mean, he's officially in the rule. He's not a nice person to his friends right now.
Just always angry.
And he really wonders why no one shows up to his birthday party.
So I felt left out on the whole hobby thing, so I wanted to get my picture in before. Sorry.
So our tech priest is sharing his hobby progress. I love it, man. I love
it. By putting me on the show, you've created a monster. It's basically what I'm saying.
Oh God. So are you sticking with? We discussed it earlier. I don't know. You probably didn't see the episode kicker, but we were discussing when looking at the tech priests, world eaters. World eaters traditionally are splashed with blood, but we were talking about him only putting the blood effect on once they've earned it in battle.
Isn't that such a cool idea?
I love it. Level up your army. Dude, there you go. And like, come on, we all know that we have every single one of our damn models with like some sort of like individual name picked out or some sort of background story. Now you can kind of grow their narrative. I love it, dude. Yes, blood, guts, add them to the even basing material. Dude, I will give you basing material. I got so much random crap in my house. Like I can give you the skull.
It won't be 40K related. It'll be like cayenne pepper juice.
I got a lot of Legos. All right.
Anyway,
can we talk?
Go ahead.
Can we talk about the Voltan ATV thing?
Yes.
Did you guys see this?
Let's stay on track.
I'm loving the Voltan look here. You know, like I was not sold on the original bike, but the ATV thing is kind of cool, and it's not just a kick-ass shooty vehicle. It's got like 3 different weapon options, but it's a transport too. Because if you read the fine print, it transports stuff. Woohoo!
Yeah.
So we've got our first Voltan,
which is confusing because it's a squad of 2 that has a transport capacity. So does it split the unit across multiple transports? And then what happens if you kill one of the transports? There's a lot of questions there. So I'll be very intrigued to see how they handle that when the rules come out.
Yeah. And
or if the transport capacity is going to be just enough to take like a min. I don't know what the min squad of Voltan thing is going to be, but like, all right, you can put 2 min squads of 5, 1 on each transport. So then if you kill one transport, you just get 1 squad out or something. I don't know.
There's going to have to be some more. Obviously, we got to learn more about it. But what do you think about the weird like clear windshield pieces that you see on some Eldar minis? You see them in the AdMech minis. The clear windshield piece. I
like
personally
every non-space, even some space marine vehicles have them.
It's a bunch of random stuff. I don't know. I'm not a fan. I really don't like that piece. That's the one thing. Are you? Do you have any miniatures that have got that?
Yeah.
Are you?
Yeah, a lot of the orc planes have them.
Oh, I guess the orcs too. I don't know. For some reason, I'm not digging it. But whatever. Other than that, the model looks great. We do have the Necromunda.
You can paint them. You know that, right? You can
paint them.
You're allowed to paint the clear.
You mean we can paint our stuff, whatever we want?
Yeah.
No way. Even if it's not like on the box art, we can do that. We can
you can do whatever you want.
Oh my god, it's our miniature. It's our model.
Exactly. Do whatever you want.
I love it. It's mine. I can
Except play Eldar.
Except play Eldar. All right. Trust me. As soon as Imperial Guard or the squats are released, I am jumping ship. All right. Let's talk about these full-size action
folks.
Let's talk about the full-size action figures. We keep on seeing more and more and more of these things. Seth, we're gonna have a like G.I. Joe sized Warhammer table one day.
Oh, we're doing it.
We're doing it. Yes, exactly. But have you bought a single one yet? You see, like
I have 2 of the orc ones. I got the artist-proof versions of them. One day I'm gonna paint them. I've been holding off painting them because I'm kind of like I don't like because they're really articulated. They have lots of moving joints and stuff, and I'm just like, I don't know how to paint those so that doesn't wear off within like 5 minutes.
Yeah, you're not going
to. So I've yet to really kind of go down that rabbit hole of how to paint those with a durable paint, but they are nice. I have the orc Mega Knob and the orc Big Mech and
so you actually
have armor.
I mean, I keep on releasing these. I'm like, has anyone bought them? Like, I want them, but I haven't actually bought anything, and I'm a huge fan.
I think they're cool, just like desk toys. Like, just sit them on your desk, at work.
I guess because I work at home and no one gets to see my desk. I guess that's the problem. I want to show off. All right, let's move on. We were talking about the cool little pet.
It would be fun for your kid to play with.
They would be fun for my kid to play with
because they're a very flexible plastic.
Is it a choking hazard? Do they take batteries?
Well, I mean, I'm sure there's some little parts you pull off them, but I mean, like, it's like the kid wants to play with what dad's playing with.
Uncle Seth, you can get my son. An
action. We get him a Chaos Marine?
Not a chaos. No, dude, not at all. No, you can get him an orc or something.
I don't want to know what your wife would do to me if I was like, "Here is the load of chaos for your child."
Out of the house now, Kicker. Your friends are weird. All right. So the Necromunda, that was the other kind of cool release that happened this week. The Necromunda guys have got it's a pair of hired guns. I don't know anyone that plays Necromunda. I mean, the models look amazing, but I don't know anyone that plays it. But this is another cool example of a character model with a pet on his shoulder or in his hand. Just a cool Necromunda, weird ass alien thing on his shoulder. And I don't know, I have to buy it. Like I said, there's just something cool about having a model with his little alkalite or little pet, hanging out with him. Let's jump into company news from Frontline Gaming. We have a Gleam campaign on the way. This is the big summer sweepstakes. Seth, do you know what a Gleam campaign is? Do you know what these are?
No, I was quite confused when you guys started talking about it behind the scenes.
All right, cool. So check this out. This is not like a Frontline Gaming thing. A lot of people do this sort of thing. You go click on the link. You can find the link on our website right now. basically, if you're already a fan and you go and like different things like podcasts or a blog post, social media things, you get entered in each time into this raffle, and we're gonna pick a winner. So the more stuff you follow with Frontline Gaming or you like with Frontline Gaming, the more entries you have. And at the end of the day, there will be a participant winning $500 towards Frontline Gaming. And then there's going to be 5 participants winning mystery Frontline Gaming full color terrain sets with the matching mat. But this is the cool part. These are brand new full color terrain sets, and I have absolutely no idea which ones they are. They're getting released this weekend at the Lone Star Open. So if you are at the Lone Star Open, you get to go play that like little, scavenger hunt. Go find the brand new full color terrain set that is
everyone's favorite game.
Yeah, everyone's favorite game, right? And Seth, did you know that Cruise Hammer is coming up?
I have heard about it. I was actually talking to Brian last night about it.
Do you see these dice? These dice
are looking nice.
Sexy. Yeah, and Seth, you've been to a lot of Frontline Game events. You know that typically you get maybe 1, 2 dice.
Yeah,
and then
like
most
1 or 2
events
is pretty standard.
Yeah, it's a pretty standard thing. You go to like some random event anywhere, you're going to get about 1 or 2 dice. At Cruise Hammer, you get 24, right?
Nice.
And you're going to get a hat, and you're going to get sunglasses and a bunch of other stuff too. I am blown away with the amount of swag that we've been approved of to have for this event.
Nice,
so, very exciting stuff.
I have been told, Kicker,
yes,
by a little birdie that both Frankie and Reese will be in attendance.
Yeah, right. So that's the cool part, right? When you go to an event like Cruise Hammer, like you're playing with all these other, guys that, are really involved in the hobby. Some of them are like the professional players. Other guys are just like full-time industry,
But I need photos of that because I don't know that we've seen Reese play the game in quite a while.
I mean, I have never seen Reese play since I started working for Frontline Gaming, but apparently he does play and he knows the rules. So we'll see. The thing,
maybe the old dog will come back and show us young guns how to
play this damn game we love, right?
Yeah.
Well, we also have Las Vegas Team Tournament coming up in September.
Yep, we do.
Just wanted to throw that out there. Remind people that we do have those bundle tickets. If you have already got a bundled ticket, this is the ticket that includes the room and the custom team objective markers, the objective markers with your team's logo on it, and the drinks and all that stuff. If you got one of those bundled package tickets, you'll be getting an email from us within a week that will have you fill out all the information so we can square away your rooms for the event. Yes. And
is there a cutoff? Like, is there a time after which you can no longer purchase
the bundle ticket? Yeah, I think it's going to be in a probably about a month. It's about a month before the event. Is when we have to totally cut that off because we have to lock in the hotel.
Don't procrastinate. If you're thinking about doing it, jump on that because that is. It's like what, $1,200 for two rooms for 3 nights.
Yeah.
5 event tickets, which are usually about $100 a pop.
Mm-hmm.
Then you've got your objective markers, which depending on where you get them, somewhere between $30 and $40 a set, and you're getting 5
custom objective markers. That's the thing that's so cool. It's your team's logo. I think we have an image here of an example that we did. It's your team's logo on your objective marker, so that when you roll up to the table, boom, you're like, hey, look at all ball right there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a pretty damn good deal. It's about $200 a player for all that.
Which for a weekend in Vegas, just for hotel and the event, that gives you plenty of funds left over to deal with those airline tickets, which are just getting crazy, man.
Yeah. And then after, of course, Las Vegas, we have in October the SoCal event, and the SoCal Open. The tickets have just gone live. Yes, and this is weird. We need to discuss this. Maybe if you're in our audience right now, give us your feedback. We're switching things up. Last year for SoCal, we did a stereotypical Frontline Gaming event Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. This year, it's Saturday and Sunday for the 40K champs, and then on Friday, we're doing something totally new. This is a new concept for us. A Friday, basically a fun narrative event, so that we could have done like a 3-round RTT or something, but we figured let's just lean into something totally off the wall and see what mix it up a bit. What do you think, Seth? Would you ever want to play? I mean, I know you're a competitive player. There's no denying that, but do you ever just kind of want to go play a narrative or a casual game?
Typically for me, like I like to do kind of some pickup games. To practice and get a chance to play against guys. And narrative games are fun, but I like narrative when it's a small group.
Okay. Like a campaign sort of thing.
Yeah. That's what I've traditionally done in the past. I haven't been to a big event style narrative event, so I'd be interested to see how that goes. I mean, I would definitely play one and try one.
Yeah.
But I'm just from my personal experience, that's what I've experienced in terms of narrative is like 5 or 6 guys playing a campaign
Or a
together.
campaign. So we're trying this out. The thing is, it's Friday night, the Friday during the day. The tickets are extremely cheap for the narrative. We're like, hey, just come and check it out. Let's see what you think. And if people like it and we get good feedback, then we'll try to roll out this fun narrative before any time we have a 2-day event. Seth, what's happening in the FLGN?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Grim was back this week. They had speaking, we've mentioned him earlier, but Bam Hunter was on, so that was a good show. Always appreciate those guys. I love them. Great guys. Despite their frequent attempts at taking me down to better themselves.
They're just jealous, Seth.
I know they are, but we still love them. We still love them. They're like a little brother, an annoying little brother that you still have to love.
Yeah,
we can make fun of them. We can make fun of them, but no one else can. That's the rule.
Yeah.
And then I was informed pre-show
by
the illustrious Tech Breeze Dickey that tomorrow will be the 1-year anniversary of the Thursday show.
Oh, that's sweet.
So yeah, go check them out. That'll be a great place to get all your pre-event coverage for LSO.
Yes.
Yeah. So you can kind of get the hype of the list there. I believe I was actually saw him this past weekend. Joe from War Games Live is going to be at LSO streaming. So we're going to get the Joe stream. Yep, that's a great time. Got to hang out with him. Got to say hi to him this weekend. So now that's your turn to say hi to him, Kicker.
I can't wait. I'm going to give him a hug. We're going to go get dinner. We're going to talk shop. It'll be good.
All right. So speaking of LSO,
yes,
that's our main segment for the night. Tell us about this event, because this event has changed a lot from just a 3-day event from last year. You've done a lot to really make this event unique, Kicker. So what is going on at LSO?
Yeah, I mean, first of all, the event it kind of caught us all off guard. This is the largest event since LVO for us, So this is a big one. We just, it was never intended. It was going to be just a small regional one, but there's a lot of people in Texas, and it's a lot of fun. The venue's great. It's just a really fun time.
Texas indeed large and has people.
Texas is indeed large. Texas has 3 of the most densely populated metropolitan areas in the country out of the top 10 or whatever. Sorry, that doesn't make sense, but bear with me. There's a lot of people
trying to say.
There's a lot of people in Texas. But also, like I said, the event was so successful last year, and that was like without us trying. So this year, let's put a little bit more effort into it. So this one, as you've probably heard, is our big military appreciation event. So there's a lot of cool stuff what that means. First of all, on Friday, there's going to be this really cool meet and greet with this expo game where Red Powell from the Army esports team has challenged the Air Force to put up a contender to take them out. And looks like they'll be playing Red Powell versus Tim Travers of the Air Force. So this will be Friday at 4:30 p.m. Central Standard Time, streamed live by Joe. For everyone that's there in person, there'll be free chips and dip, thanks to one of our sponsors, Rexer's Lasers. They are a regional, they're from the area, and they are buying everyone chips and dip, and there'll be an open, cash bar and stuff so you can watch. But what we're doing is we're allowing any other military branch to challenge another military branch. So we'll have the one stream table. But if you're in the Navy and want to take down an Army guy,
bragging rights time.
Just do it. Just do it. So
I think Kicker, is it too late for you to source a whiteboard? Because I think we need to put a running score tally of number of each wins for each of the armed forces
throughout the entire.
Yeah, and then you can keep it going through Saturday and Sunday too. But it's got to be games between armed forces members. So if there's a random pairing, throughout the weekend where it's Army versus Navy or whatever, they got to go up and they got to score it. We got to see who wins. I mean, that's the whole point.
Guess what, Seth? One step ahead of you. There is a massive game plan for the Lone Star Open. Basically, when you check in, you're going to be assigned, obviously, to the branch you represent. If you're not part of a branch, never served part of a branch, you'll just be considered neutral. But all the branches will be competing to determine which branch
you misspoke, Kicker. It's not neutral. It's called cannon fodder.
Cannon fodder, civilian, whatever you want to call it. All right, thank you. Was that something with chat? So
no, I'm just saying that.
That's just saying. So you're either cannon fodder or you're military. So all the different branches will be keeping track of the individual players' scores and then creating an average and then using some different, functions, I guess, to determine what is the best branch at the Lone Star Open. And we have a really sexy trophy that branch will be getting. Jason Horn, the Frontline Gaming staff judge, will be on site, and he'll be, basically that's his main job throughout the weekend is to figure out which is the best branch. So even so every single player representing a branch, their score will be go into contributing to the overall branch's score. It's going to be it's going to be a good time. And on top of that, guys, when you're there and you check in, make sure you tell us whether anyone of any one of us in the black Frontline Gaming staff shirts. Tell us what branch you're part of, because then we're going to give you a wristband. The wristband will correlate with your branch. If you're Army, I think it's gold. If you're Navy, it's blue. Air Force, I think, is silver. You'll get a wristband so that not only us as staff, but also the streamers knows, the judges know, your opponents know that you served or currently do serve in the military, and it'll allow us to also kind of help tally up your score. Plus, you'll have a wonderful guys from Mr. Laser walking around and handing out drink tickets to military personnel.
Nice.
Yeah, right. And
I'm certain that they will not take those tickets, and they will probably not drink military members' notorious teetotalers.
It really is. Is this a thing?
That's a thing. Yes,
That's
yes.
a thing. Well, so if you're a military, make sure you're wearing your wristband so that we can try to give you some special perks. Also, another little surprise. Frontline Gaming is giving every single military person there a little gift from us. It's
All right.
we don't have the image yet. But it's a really kick-ass dog tag bottle opener, like
Oh, cool.
thing. It's a really cool. We've never done this before. I'm like, this is badass. Let's do this. Let's do this. So yes, there's a lot of perks for the military, but this event is obviously a military appreciation event. There's a lot of cool things going on about that.
Mhm.
But let's also discuss the fact that this is going to be the first Frontline Gaming event using the new chapter approved, and how is that going to impact?
I'll
the
take
Army
you
list, right?
one step further,
Okay,
kicker.
go.
This is the first major event to use the Chaos Space Marine Codex.
You are right.
So this, to me, this is really our chance to see what the meta is going to look like going forward, because we've had some big events, but they're team formats, and that modifies how lists are
totally
taken.
Modifies it. Yeah.
There have been some decent sized events, but none of them have been super majors. None of them have been using everything with the Chaos Codex included. So this is our chance to see everything. This is the balanced data slate. This is new points. This is the new chapter approved. This is Chaos Space Marines and all the night goodies all coming at you. So we're going to get a chance to really see who is the top dog. It's finally a chance for us to find out if all of those talking head tier lists are actually accurate or not.
Yeah, right. Well, we will see, people. We will see. So tune in live. Joe from War Games will be streaming the entire weekend, and that'll be, on the Frontline Gaming web Twitch feed as well. What we need to discuss as well is the fact that this is another 6-round event. So everyone will be playing all 6 rounds, 3 rounds on Saturday, 3 rounds on Sunday. Now, this is new for us, right? This is 2 days.
Yep.
Is this the future? Because I'll tell you, man, I've been asking people, and maybe this is why Lone Star Open has gotten so massive, is because it's a Saturday and Sunday event. So traditionally we do, everyone plays Friday, everyone plays Saturday, and then Sunday the finals, or you can play in an RTT or a doubles event. Everyone's showing up to play Friday's the meet and greet and the expo games, the open play, but really the tournament is a Saturday and Sunday tournament. Now, the pros of this is that, hey, you don't necessarily have to take a Friday off from work if you can drive to it. The cons, which is, let's just be transparent, is if it's a 6-round event, you may not necessarily have only one undefeated player.
Yep. Particularly
Seth,
with the size that you guys tend to draw. There's a little bit of give and take there. Everyone wants to see a true undefeated. Like that's the best, is getting a true undefeated. But the reality is, I mean, you were talking to me last minute about trying to go, and if I wanted to go and do a Friday, Saturday, Sunday event, I would have to leave. For me in Alabama, I'd have to leave on Thursday, and I'd probably have to leave
2 days,
Thursday night and drive all day Friday. If it be starting on a Saturday, so now you're talking about I'm taking Friday off, and then maybe for me, if I'm going to leave, late Sunday, I might be able to make it home, but I'm probably not going to be in tip-top shape for Sunday morning. So you're talking about a 2-day event. If I want to travel any significant distance, it's a 4-day weekend for me. If you're local, if you're a guy in Texas, you're talking about, I leave after work Friday, I come back after the games on Sunday. You don't have to take any time off, any leave. But if you start making those 3 days, now you're talking about, now I'm not taking a Friday, Monday, I'm taking a Thursday, Friday, Monday. That's 3 days. That's also an extra day in the hotel. That's an extra day getting food on site.
Exactly, man.
So it does add up, and that's just something to be thinking of. I think that's why most events are 2 days. These big 3-day events, they're cool, but they definitely are a hit on the budget.
Yeah, so Las Vegas Open, the Atlantic City Open, these big
Yeah.
events for us will always be a 3-day event. But some of the regional ones, like this one, and like what
Yeah.
we're doing at SoCal once again is going to be a Saturday and Sunday event we've talked about earlier. It makes it really I guess approachable
I
for a lot of players.
yeah, I honestly like the idea of having kind of not every FLG event being the same format.
Yeah.
Giving things a different flavor. You've got a team format one now,
Mhm.
having some 2-dayers, having some 3-dayers. Give some variety. Particularly, there's some areas of the country that are kind of saturated with events, and there's some areas that are not. And there's some times a year where we're saturated. We actually have all the stats folks in chat here. I'm sure they could tell us what times a year are saturated with,
Yeah, yeah.
3-day super majors and what time of year it's not a bunch. So I think that's kind of cool. So I'd like to see you guys play around with that a little bit more.
Yeah, well, guys, if you're in chat, tell us what you think. I mean, Frontline Gaming, we really are, the players event, organizer. We want to know what you guys like, and we'll make it happen.
The lovely host of Grim After Dark, John
Oh,
Cornell, suggests a 7-day event, 6 games a day,
oh.
last player standing. Yeah, that would be horrible, John.
Terrible
John,
idea.
John, that would be horrendous. Okay, like kicker. You and I have done
Yeah,
3-day events.
yeah.
When we played at them,
Mhm.
we did the FLG New Orleans, or not the GW New
GW
Orleans
New Orleans, yeah.
together. 8 rounds in 3 days. How'd you feel?
I mean, like, I just want to curl up and cry at the end of that.
Yeah,
Like, I, don't-
you
I
just
mean,
want to sleep.
I'm a pretty tough human being, but like at the end of that,
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
tired.
I mean, we've got people in chat talking about doing pod systems,
Yeah.
and that's actually,
Can you elaborate on the pod system like briefly, because some people might not know how that works, and I think
so,
it's a cool format.
so there's a bracket system, which is sort of like what, uh, pods and brackets, the kind of interchangeable names, but essentially you do, X number of players in a pod. So that just varies on the format, and then you just say, okay, um, typical finals for an FLG event. Typical finals is, you got a quarterfinal, a
Yeah.
semifinal, and a final, and single elimination. So you need 8 players.
Yeah.
So basically, you would say, I'm kicker, and I'm god of formatting events. I'm gonna
No.
do. I'm gonna take 8 players out of pods. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do 4 pods and however many players, and then I'm going to take the top 2 ranking players out of each pod.
Okay,
So you could
cool.
do something like that. That would be a pod. You're assigned to that pod
Yeah.
to begin with. GW does a bracket system where they say, okay, we're going to do 4 rounds.
And then you get
And then
bracketed
at the
in.
end of 4 rounds, we're going to take the top 16 players and put them in their own pod afterwards.
Yeah.
And they play to see who wins. So you could do it a couple different ways. I think there's some room for experimentation there.
There's a lot of
WTC
yeah,
is doing a pod format. Now WTC obviously is
a team
it's
tournament.
a team tournament, and you're dealing with a much smaller pool of players, so to speak. Because you only have each team is 8 players, but you only have to pair one team into another team. So what they did is they actually did pods where they had 4 teams in a pod,
Okay.
and they did round robin. So everyone in that pod has to play
cool.
each other
Cool,
across
cool, cool.
4 rounds, and then whoever has the best ranking after that goes into the seeding for the finals after that.
Cool.
In the bracket. So, you could do things like that.
I heard
and John mentioned it in chat. That's copying World Cup format. So you could do things like that where you're like, all right, and you could, if you could do things like that based off player ranks. So you put one high ranking player in each
so
pod
you're
or
talking about
whatever.
super competitive, and I'm all for the competitive stuff, but have you ever looked at what we do at the 40K friendly? I'm not saying that this is what we're gonna do. It's 2 rounds a day, and
Oh,
I'm not
yeah.
saying that's great, but it gives you a lot of time for like lunch and casually
Yeah.
spending your day, and theoretically we could still do 6 rounds over 3 days if we didn't want to. I don't know. I'm not saying we're gonna do that. I'm just like there's
So I think if you did
constantly
something like people are pushing for shorter rounds, not longer rounds.
really shorter in
Yeah.
terms of the time in between. I'm not reading chat, but in between rounds or the length of a
I mean,
round.
just as the vibe in the community, 2.5 hour rounds is kind of the standard. 2:45
Yeah.
depends, but people always want shorter games.
So people want shorter games, but I mean, Seth, you go to these tournaments. I mean, yes, we would like shorter games,
My
but
games are done in 45 minutes.
but you're a very competent player, and a lot of people just take their time. I'm guilty of it myself,
Yeah.
you know. And so a lot. I mean, if you look at if you look at a tournament, a large tournament, you hit the buzzer, and there's still a lot of people still trying to finish up the last round or two. You know, I mean, like that's just it'd be hard for us to make the rounds shorter with the current rules as they are.
Yeah. I don't think you can make it shorter, but I think going to less rounds in a day, it doesn't alleviate the cost issue in terms of extra day of vacation, extra day in a hotel, extra day buying food. So I don't know how popular that would be because it doesn't alleviate the cost issue. And then you're still, then you're looking at it from, if you look at it purely from, I'm going to spend a weekend away. I could spend 2 days away. You know, if you got a family, you're bartering with your significant other. I'm going to be gone for 2 days to play 6 games versus I'm going to be gone 3 days.
Okay. Well, let's just try this. If we wanted to try to find an undefeated person every event, I mean, could we do 4 rounds a day, or is that's just killing? That sounds miserable to me personally.
Some events, and I think this is mostly a UK thing. So UK guys, if you're in the chat, chime in. I know some events that'll run 4 rounds on Saturday, 2 on Sunday.
Jeez.
And they do that so that people can leave early Sunday and travel home.
That's fair. That's fair.
So there are events that have done that. But that has also been kind of advertised from the get-go. Like you're going to be playing early in the morning. ATC did 2 rounds on Friday, 3 on Saturday, and then 1 on Sunday. Okay. Again, for the purposes of getting folks out a little early, but we started at 7:30 in the morning and started rolling dice at 7:30 in the morning on Saturday. And we got done at 7:30 at night. And then I saw the AOS guys did the same thing Sunday. They were there at 7:30 in the morning rolling dice.
That's a lot, man. Yeah. I mean,
Stat Check just hopped in and chat says most of Canada does a 4-2 format.
4-2.
So a lot of folks play 4 rounds on Saturday, 2 on Sunday. So I think if you wanted to stick to this 2-day format, but you wanted to squeeze 7 rounds in because you knew you had a lot of players coming, you might be able to get away with, a 4-round Saturday and a 3-round Sunday.
Yeah. I definitely
I would front load it, I guess is what I'm saying. I would put the extra round on the Saturday, not the Sunday.
So hands down, I mean, just looking at Lone Star Open, going from a 3-day event to a 2-day event, it seems way more attractive to a lot of people.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that. Yes, if you're
the other thing you could do if you were crazy.
Well, I am crazy. We know this. This is a
Friday night. Do 1 round.
Friday night, do 1 round, like just late at night.
Yeah, like a 7 o'clock round.
Yeah.
I think that'll be hard because you're basically guaranteeing people have to be there by a certain point. So you're really going to hurt the. Hey, I got off work Friday and I'm driving to the event group, which is
and there's a lot of stress if someone's going to drive.
So I think if you would, people, I'm speaking for me, but chat and folks, chime in. But if you were going to add stress to the system somewhere, I would rather that stress be on the Saturday trying to get 4 rounds in on a Saturday. Plus, I haven't been to LSO, but you tell me that it is a nice venue and there are lots of accessible food options.
Yeah.
I think that's important if you're going to try to cram 4 rounds into a day, is make it easy to get food, because you might have guys that want to skip out between round 3 and 4 and grab dinner.
Yeah.
You might have people that want to get dinner after round 4. So if it's a place where it's hard to go get food easily, then it might be a bit of an issue. But
not realistic. Well, it's just something to consider. People, tell us what you think. Jump onto the community page, Frontline Gaming's, Frontline Gaming.
Send Kicker. He prefers edible arrangements.
Yes.
Answers in the form of edible arrangements.
Yes. Cereal-based edible arrangements, plean. But yeah, no, it is something very interesting because, just looking at the numbers, Lone Star Open significantly larger this year because we have, I mean, I like to think there's a few reasons, but I think the 2-day thing is I've only gotten positive feedback. And then for SoCal, I asked a lot of people, and a lot of people in the area were like, yeah, I couldn't go to SoCal in 2021 because I couldn't get Friday off. So
it's always, even, I have a ton of vacation for work. That's not a problem. I have plenty of vacation time, but it's finding someone that can cover for me that extra day at work. It's, hey, honey, I'm going to be gone an extra day. Can you take care of things around the house? I mean, we got another post here in chat. Bug Eater in Omaha does a 4 and 2 format. So I think the community is accepting of a 4-2 format, and I bet you could probably try a 4-3 somewhere if you had if I wouldn't be happy playing a 4-3 if we didn't need the 7th round to figure out who was the undefeated.
Yeah,
You
yeah, yeah.
know, if I was playing
They
a
could all be
52 person
truly
GT and they were like
determined.
7 rounds, I'd be like, bro,
Yeah.
I'm gonna go to bed.
Yeah, yeah, we can determine that, after ticket sales, and we see how many
Yeah.
people are actually showing up.
Yeah, I
Maybe we
bet you
try
could
that for
put some.
Cherokee. Maybe we try
Yeah.
that for. I mean,
I bet
obviously,
you could put
Steelcase in the
something
book.
in the player packet saying, "Hey, if we get over a certain amount of players, we will place a fourth round on Saturday."
Hey
Um,
guys, if you're thinking about going to Cherokee in 2023, tell me. Hey, do you want to do that as the format? Give me some
yeah,
ideas. I'm open to it. We've already got obviously
yeah.
SoCal and LVO figured out. So the next one that I can sort of fool around with is Cherokee. So, all right, Seth, why don't we jump into the competitive 40K news? Anything
Yeah,
interesting happening
yeah.
right
So
now?
we've had a bunch of releases that we've covered. So I thought it's time. It's getting on the back half of the season. It's time to check in on some of the races, the rankings, the faction rankings.
All right.
And so I went through all the faction rankings today, and I pulled out the 5 closest races in the faction ranking system. So kicker, we're gonna go from 5 to 1.
Okay.
What do you think is our number 5? The 5th closest faction race right now.
In terms of winning overall tournaments right
No,
now, or
like in
overall.
terms of ITC players competing for top spot.
Jeez, man. I mean, I know NIDS is on there somewhere because they have to be on there. I don't know if they're 5th.
They're not 5th. They're not 5th.
I mean, come on, some sort of Eldar thing, right?
Nope,
Come on,
it's Custodes.
Custodes. They're still up there.
Is the ranking race right now. The between first and third place is separated by 9.04 points.
Oh wow! So pretty tight.
Number 1 being Greg Harris, number 2 being Ryan Snyder, and number 3 being Nathaniel Bjorg.
Oh wow!
So they're a pretty tight race, but they're not as tight as their number 4. What do you think? What do you think's coming in at number 4 here?
Oh, we definitely have the Harlequins, in there.
Yeah, quit cheating off the notes.
I saw the notes. I know.
Yeah,
I suck at this guessing game, so I'm just gonna jump right.
Harlequins.
To
Yep, Harlequins are in there. First place is Kyle Perry, followed by second place, which is named Forget the Meta.
Wait, is that a name?
I don't know. That someone put a name into BCP like
Guys,
that.
please
But
use
it's
actual
separated by 7.21 points. So that's a pretty close margin. Not as close as our number 3 spot, which is Dark Angels. Dark Angels has a flat 7
Dark
points
Angels? What the hell?
between first place and second place. First place being held onto by our lovely brother on the Thursday show, Adam Camilleri.
Hell yes.
And then the Legion's very own Jesse Carmack is right on his heels. So we'll see if Jesse's able to catch the illustrious Australian himself. Now our number 2, I think this faction race is about to get blown wide open. Because this is Chaos Space Marines.
All right, yeah.
6.45 points separate first and second. That's Dean Sinback and Benjamin Sanson.
So
but I mean, we got a new codex. There's going to be guys jumping onto that faction that haven't played it for a while. There's going to be guys that have been playing it for a while with subpar rules that are going to go out there to event, and now they got some better rules, so they're going to pop some big scores. So I think this is a close race right now, but I don't think it's going to stay close. I think we're going to see a lot of new names hopping in here.
Yeah, I mean, Chaos. There's a lot of Chaos Space Marine players.
A lot of Chaos Space Marine, particularly in California. I think California
Coast,
is the home of a Chaos cult uprising. If there were to be an uprising, it would be in California. I don't know why, but seriously, you go talk to anyone in the California meta, they're like, yeah, CSM's
that's
everywhere.
That's what they play. Yeah.
I know. So weird.
So then, okay, so the closest race,
closest race,
with less than 6.45, which we have for CSM, is NIDS.
NIDS, yeah, it's NIDS. And they're 6.37. And that is currently the top spot is held by David Gaylord. And right behind him is Ennis Wilson, which you're going to see those names in the faction rankings here shortly. But those two guys have been hammering out those two factions, playing a lot of events with them. So they're neck and neck. I don't, the UK crowd chime in here. I don't know what's coming big event ITC score wise. So I think they've got a few more in the LGT series. So I think there's still a chance to see some movement here for those two. But I mean, it's 6.37 points. That's not a whole hell of a lot, kicker.
Yeah, no, not at all. But Seth, we do still have, 5-6 months of competitive play. There's still a lot of chance for movement here.
Yeah, there's plenty of chance for movement, but just keep that in mind. There's still plenty of season left, but there's still plenty of fun races to watch. Maybe Innis can finally get one over and win an event of value, and jump David, or maybe David just continues his dominance, and we continue to have fights between New Zealand and the UK to claim ownership of him. So let's get into our ITC recap while we're in it. Our number one for this week on the 40K competitive track, you know him, you love him. It hasn't changed for weeks. That's Vic VJ, followed closely behind by our number 2, Manny Chima. And then, like I said, you're going to see these names again: David Galar and Innes Wilson coming in at 3rd and 4th, respectively. And then championing the United States, holding the flag up for the rest of us. Number 5 is Thomas Ogden. Thank you, Thomas, for making this at least have one American on the list.
We're very proud of you, man.
We're very proud of you, bud. I'm proud of everyone but Indus on that list, really. Okay, moving on to our 40K hobby track. Our number 1 is still Lee Steiger, followed number 2 by Jacob Thayer, number 3, JT Steiger, number 4, Jason Bird, and number 5, Kevin McCormick. Hopping on over to our AOS competitive track. Number 1 is Thomas Guan. Number 2 is Gavin Greiger. Number 3, Anthony Trentinelli. Number 4, Matt Beasley. And this image is old. Our number 5 is not Alexander Gonzalez. It is now just simply Alexander Gonzalez. He uncapitalized his name in BCP this week.
One of the admins went in there like, I'm tired of this guy.
I'm tired of me yelling. Actually, we had Andrew Simmons, one of our AOS judges, did some research for me, and he believes, based on the Twitter handle of Alexander, his Twitter handle is like all caps. So he's like, I think it's part of this just like online persona.
No. Clearly, he has a broken keyboard. He just can't get the cap button.
He can only type Alexander in capitals. It's really weird. I don't know why. All right, moving on down to our AOS hobby track. Number 1 is Robert Snyder. Number 2, Evan Markham. Number 3, Matt Beasley. Number 4, Carl Rohr. And number 5, Matt Abbott. And that is all of your ITC recap for this week. Kicker, final thoughts for the night while I get some questions from chat.
Well, no, man. I'm just, I brain fart here. You just listed a lot of names. I know several of those names will be there this weekend at the Lone Star Open. We were going over the list, like who we're betting on winning, overall. We just, friendly little bet trying to figure out who's going to win. There's some big names going to Lone Star. I know Colin McDade, he was doing really good last year in the ITC. He'll be there. And I believe your custody player, Nathaniel, you had mentioned him. I think he's going to be there as well. Nathaniel Bjorn,
yeah,
I think. So.
Bjorges, I think.
Yeah.
So we have a comment from chat from Emery Burgess. What about an ITC award for whoever has the top 5 scores in different super factions?
Oh, I like that. Like Mr. Diversity. Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, you'd have to you'd have to take your best score for Xenos, best score for Imperium.
I think that'd be really cool.
Or something like that. I think guy's
name. We should name it after him. Oh, hey, whoever you are in chat, what do you want us to name this award? Give us a name. We need a name.
the Amory Award.
The
So
the ADD Award. I can't stick with the one. All right.
I think it's like the jack of all trades, almost.
Dude, right there, jack of all trades.
I do have something important I want to address here. They're talking about it in chat. The Stat Check group have created their own ranking system that's based. Do you know what ELO is, Kicker?
Yes, but not everyone knows what ELO is. I know because
it's a ranking system popularized in chess, where basically everyone starts out at the same score, and if you win, you go up, and if you lose, you go down. And then if there's a big difference, like Kicker's 50 points above me, and I win, I get a big jump of points, and he gets a big loss of points. Versus if I lose the Kicker and he wins, he was supposed to win, so he only gets a little bit of points, and I only lose a little bit of points. They made a very nice system based off that. So they have that there, but then they did a system on top of that where they said, okay, we're going to take your ELO score, and then we're going to put a factor in it that's basically how strong is your army. How if you're playing an army that's winning a lot in general, your score is going to be a little lower
sort of
than someone who has a
multiplier.
higher ELO score with a faction that no one's winning with. So they named that the CRS. Now they want to tell you that it's called the competitive ranking system. I'm here to tell you, Kicker, that I talked with the creator of that system. It is not the CRS for competitive ranking system. It is the CRS for the Curie ranking system, because it was created by Curie of StatCheck, and it is the Curie ranking system. And I am here to debunk their
that whole thing was just to go. Oh my god,
the whole thing was a joke, folks.
All right,
yes, that's my life here. Crushing the Fool asks, what are the 3 next FLG events after Lone Star?
So after Lone Star, we have the Las Vegas team tournament in we have Cruise Hammer in August, Las Vegas team tournament in September, and then SoCal in October. SoCal tickets are live, and then we don't have anything in November and December because November is when we eat turkey. We don't do anything else but eat turkey, and then December we prepare for LVO because in January is LVO.
LVO, yeah. All right. Stat Check recommends that we name the award the "I've Always Played That Army" award.
Oh yeah, that good. I like it. I like the Jack of all trades.
Long time Tau player award. That's me.
Yeah, no.
All right.
Actually, I like the idea though, guys. If you're in chat, tune in, jump in next week. Think about it this week. Take some time. Think about it this week. But next week, give us some ideas for other awards we could be giving out at the end of the season, because I think there's room for a few really cool awards. I love this Jack of all trade awards. Like, this is a genius idea. Let's do that one.
I don't know how we do it, but
we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
We got some
that's a problem for someone on the tech end of things. That's not us.
We're
the idea men.
We're the idea.
Yeah.
All right, Seth. Well, what's next for you? What's your next big tournament?
I don't know. I might be able to make it to Warzone Giga in a couple weeks.
Cool.
I'm actually gonna. I wasn't able to make it to Lone Star this weekend, but I'm actually gonna go. My local play partner is moving. Connor, he's moving away from me. So we're gonna go spend a day doing our last RTT together on Saturday. Last time just hanging out with him, getting to go do something. So, but yeah, after that, I don't really know. I got my work schedule for the fall is always difficult with football season, and I have some trips planned that may or may not happen. Hope they're probably going to happen, but they're right around times that I would be going to major 40K events. So we'll see. Well, it'll be up in the air for me, man.
Right now and I know we say this all the time, but it's legitimately exciting, not necessarily good, not necessarily bad, but it's exciting. There's so much change right now happening in the competitive scene. I thought I was kind of burnt out for a little bit, and then I went and played a game this afternoon. I'm like, wow, this game is a lot of fun.
Did you play with the new missions and stuff?
Yeah, I play with the new missions. I was like,
there's all kinds of cool stuff now. Yeah. It brings a whole lot of new life into things.
Totally had to rethink my CP expenditure. You had to rebuild my list, but it was a lot of fun. I was really enjoying it. But all right, guys, Seth, why don't you take us out, man?
All right. Well, we thank you so much for joining us. We really hope you enjoyed this episode of Signals from the Frontline. Thank you so much, and we will see you at LSO.
Good night, guys.